virtualization benefits. Okay, and along with the server virtualization. But I have to go with what is server virtualization again. So again, same part only. What is a server virtualization? Enable multiple operating systems to run on a single physical server as high efficiency virtual machines. That is not required. So very simple. Server virtualization enable multiple operating system run on a single physical server. It means it is a single server on single server. Whatever it is a single server. We can create a multiple virtual machines. Inside a virtual machines, you can install OS and run applications in it. Okay. Okay, so the server operating system means the physical machine, we call it as a host, virtual machine, we call it as a guest. OS in the virtual machine, we call it as a guest OS. What are the basic requirement for a server virtualization? So any virtualization server or a desktop virtualization mainly, okay, 64-bit PC with in virtualization technology must be enabled. Okay, so that is important. So then only we can run both 32-bit and 64-bit virtual machines. Check virtualization technology is enabled or not by using a task manager or through command also. Yeah, I didn't return the command, right? So system info.exe. So in CMD put this command. So you will find this kind of stuff. Okay, also you can search in a Linux CPU info. There you can find some flags related to tags or flags. Related to your CPU built-in instructions. Of course, what is the CPU you are using? Go to the relevant website like Intel or AMD website. Virtualization is there or not. So then that is, you can enable the virtualization if it is not enabled. Virtualization related support. Okay. So again, server virtualization. Server virtualization achieves by installing hypervisor. So look at here, guys. This is a server. This is simply a hardware layer. Okay, you have a CPU, RAM, hard disk, like that. Network. Okay, NIC. Your hardware devices are there. On top of this hardware, I'm installing hypervisor. What is this hypervisor? Again, hypervisor is a virtualization platform. It virtualizes your hardware resources. So then we can create and run virtual machines on it. Hypervisor is like an operating system. Okay, hypervisor hypervisors installs like an operating system. How you install an operating system? Directly into your physical machine. Okay, directly you can install in a physical machines. It runs on a physical machine, whatever it is, it runs on a physical machine. Hypervisor basically it is a kernel. Hypervisor is basically a kernel. What kernel will do? Kernel interacts with your hardware. Shell interacts with user. kernel. So hypervisor is interact with your hardware. Hardware is important. Virtualizing the hardware, right? So hypervisor is nothing but a kernel. Very basic user interface to check it. So this hypervisor, okay, what is this is? This is called this type of virtualization. What is the type of virtualization? You install hypervisor on physical hardware, okay, and directly like a operating system. So this type of virtualization called type 1 virtualization. Type 1 virtualization, but also called bare metal virtualization. Okay. So this is called a type 1 virtualization and bare metal virtualization, also called a bare metal virtualization. Guys, server virtualization is simply like it's a server installed with a hypervisor. Server hypervisor. It's like an operating system. Just how you install operating system, just like you have to install it directly on your physical machines. So it runs on your physical machine. So in our physical hardware, it runs. Okay. It interacts with your hardware and virtualize your hardware for creating virtual machines. You can run the virtual machines on your hardware. This type of virtualization, like a server virtualization, is nothing but a type 1 virtualization. In server virtualization, it is a type 1 virtualization. Of course, the server virtualization also called as type 1 virtualization or a bare metal virtualization. Okay. What is this hypervisors? I've written in the middle. So actually you can put it all this thing in a last. We'll see. Different organizations develop different type of platforms. Means hypervisor server platform, server hypervisor platform. VMware is an organization develop a vSphere. Guys, look at here. Carefully listen. VMware is an organization like Microsoft is an organization. Cognizant is an organization. HCL is an organization. Wipro, Infosys, Savantis, organization, companies. Like that. VMware is an organization and he created a product. Different type of products are there. One is VMware Workstation. This one is VMware vSphere. vSphere is a product. VMware is organization. vSphere is a product. ESXi. ESXi. The vSphere product contains ESXi is a platform. It's a platform. So current version, as when I created the PPT that time, almost like more than 10 months back, not 1 year back or 10 months back, maybe like that. Last year, 2021, yeah, that time only we prepared these things. So almost like a 7.1 maximum, guys, not more than that one. 8 is not there, as I remember, as I see in last check. Okay, maybe anything newly released, we don't know, but last version is 7 version as I know. Next, Hyper-V. Hyper-V, currently 2019 core Hyper-V is available. 2022, last time when we are trying to download 2019, that time only we seen there is no Hyper-V. 2022 is not yet launched. Okay. Next, Citrix is an organization. Microsoft Hyper-V. Citrix is also an organization. XenServer is a product. Hypervisor product. Okay. So that is XenServer. Proxmox. is an open source platform. You have to pay for VMware, you have to pay for Hyper-V, you have to pay for a XenServer. But this is Proxmox, it's a free and it is open source. You can take it and develop as per your requirement. So guys, lot of organizations also using Proxmox also. So it is very simple. You can download Proxmox from internet and you can create your virtual machine and install Proxmox into your virtual machine. So then you can easily understand it. You can use it. You could try yourself. So because of lack of time and all, I'm not able to show you. Even it is not there like we have to show you kind of stuff. That's a I'm not showing. Proxmox, providing Proxmox-VE. RedHat, RHEV, RedHat Enterprise Virtualization. RedHat Enterprise Virtualization. This is also Hypervisor platform. So guys, look at here. Again, I'm telling this is my server. This is my server, physical server, or a host one, server one, any name you can put it. Okay. So this is a hypervisor I installed. This hypervisor can be anything. Can be anything. Can be anything means it can be a Proxmox, VMware vSphere, Hyper-V directly, Hyper-V server, Hyper-V server. Okay. Hyper-V server, anything we can able to install it. What this hypervisor will do? Hypervisor provide a platform, means platform for creating virtual machines. Okay, it hypervise your hardware, so then virtualize your hardware. We can create a virtual machine inside like this. Okay, we can create and run virtual machines. Okay, so what are these hypervisor? Again, I will write here. Okay, it can be anything. What I told, VMware, vSphere, ESXi is platform name. Okay, original platform name. It is a product. You can directly download from VMware. So you can try VMware vSphere. We can try to download, but mostly we can't download. Okay, this is a 7 version. Latest is 7. So try hands-on lab. Watch the video. Compare editions, standard, enterprise, resource. You'll find data sheets, version comparisons, edition comparisons are there. That's it. Pricing. For pricing also you have to check the paper. There is no download links, but you have to log in first. For that one you want to download, you have to log in first. Okay, this is VMware, this is vSphere. Okay. So why we use ESXi? ESX is a platform name. That's it. Next one is Microsoft Hyper-V Server 2019. 2022 is launched or not, I don't know. So it is your wish. Okay. So we'll go to evaluation centers. No, that is admin guide. Where is my evaluation center? Download center is there. I want evaluation center. Just waste. What happened to the evaluation center which we are used last time also? Why? This is evaluation center. No, it is not evaluation center. It's not. Something is happened. I think they removed that evaluation part. This very good. See, this is a data center. Routers, switches, servers, cables. What is this? It's a standard 16 core license pack plus 10 CALS. What it is? Paste it. Okay. Whatever it is, guys, it is Hyper-V server. Okay. Next is XenServer. XenServer. It's from Citrix. Okay, Citrix hypervisor. This is newly added, that is virtual apps and desktop. Virtual apps for application virtualization. Virtual desktop, like a desktop virtualization related one. See, Citrix Hypervisor, cloud optimization, server virtualization, desktop, delivery, graphic instance workload. Something like that. Anyway, this is the website for Citrix. Okay. So dash, workspace, analytics. Actually, XenServer. XenServer is for XenServer. Okay, from Citrix. All websites are changed. Proxmox-VE. So open source server virtualization. Open source virtualization platform 7.2. Okay. So virtualization backup related also it is providing server backup application also it is the Proxmox organization providing. Okay. Virtualization. Proxmox virtualization environment, compute, network, storage in a single solutions. You can simply download it. It is not even a 500 MB. Okay, it is 300 MB like that. You can buy a subscription. Also, there is a thing. You can download and you can develop and you can redistribute also. It's a open source kind of stuff. Okay. It's a Linux based hypervisor. And RedHat is also providing, that is not much easy to download. RedHat price virtualization. Very simple, guys. It is a server. Server means it contains a hardware. So we install a hypervisor like how we install operating system. So we install it. So this is different type of organization comes with a different type of products. So if you install that product means that hypervisor, you become the server become a server virtualization concept. So this type of virtualization, we call it as a type 1 virtualization. And also called as bare metal virtualization. Okay. Also called as bare metal virtualization because we installing hypervisor platform directly on the hardware. That's it is bare metal virtualization, type 1 virtualization. These are the products. Okay. I will tell one small thing for you. What is it? We installed a server virtualization platform in the desktop, but user interface is not there. Okay. UI, user interface. Okay. Is very less options. Meaning is you want to create a virtual machine, then you go to the server, you cannot create. What it is? In this server virtualization, okay, server virtualization, is a type 1 hypervisor or a virtualization. It's a type 1 virtualization, bare metal virtualization. The point is, you cannot create virtual machines on server directly. Meaning is physical interference. User interface through physical server user interface. Server user interface. So what to do? Okay, what to do? Guys, we have a normal desktop. We have a normal desktop in the network. Okay, so carefully listen. Next part I will tell vSphere under type 2 virtualization, then vSphere or which one we'll see? We'll see. This is my normal desktop. My Windows system, for example. How to connect? Okay, how to connect my server through network or anything. So I have to connect it to hypervisor. My server hypervisor, I have to make a connection. How to connect? What is the user interface? We will get it. Look at here. Okay. One is nowadays everything is web interfaces only. Web application, web interface, web-based interface. Okay, so mostly web-based interfaces. Mostly web-based interfaces only. No difference in it. XenServer for a Citrix. Okay. VMware workstation. And I'll show you one more. It won't work now. This is VMware vSphere client. This is work for a ESXi 5.5, not even a 6. Okay. VMware workstation, VMware vSphere, both are for a VMware platform. Hyper-V. In Hyper-V, Hyper-V manager to connect Hyper-V manager remote one. You can use PowerShell, but very less interaction. You want to interact with your server, right? You have to connect with a server. Then only we can able to create virtual machines. Okay. If you know, like I know how to open my machine, then only I can do whatever I want to do it. But your physical machine, physical server, do not have any much interface. Less user interface related options. What to do? You have to access remotely. Remote tools only. What are it? You can use VMware vSphere client, VMware workstations, Citrix XenServer, some like a VMware vSphere. VMware vSphere is a web-based interface. So web-based interface is vSphere 6.5 7 Proxmox. These are the things. Client tools. So client side to access. Not a client side, it is admin side only, but remote access. Not client side, it is remote access server. Okay, you want to access your server remotely, we have to use these tools kind of stuff. Guys, understand up to here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will show you in VMware vSphere. Okay, if possible, if it is open, then definitely I will try to show you. Last question I will ask in this one will part is last question. Guys, I have a client. This is my client. This is my client. This is a normal desktop. This is the client. My client is sitting here. This is my client. Okay, so you are a admin. So where admin will is located? Okay, admin is at our desktop server. Okay, he is a admin. What client is requesting? Client is requesting an admin. Listen carefully. Client is requesting an admin. Admin, I want a virtual machine. I want a virtual machine. Like I need a CPU, 2-core CPU. Okay. RAM, I want something like a 4 GB. Okay. Hard disk size must be like a 200 GB. OS is Linux. Something like that. Okay. OS also can write. We'll see different OSs. So what is the client request? Client send a request to admin. I want a virtual machine with the 2 CPUs, 4 GB RAM, hard disk 200 GB, and there is a OS like a Linux OS, Windows OS, or like that. Now what client will do? Sorry, what admin is doing? Admin open the interface, connected to the server, okay, using IP address or name, whatever it is, connected to the server. Okay, create a virtual machine. Create a virtual machine like a to make sure that's 2 CPU, 4 GB RAM. Okay, so 200 GB. Now virtual machine is created. Now virtual machine is created. The admin will tell to the client. Admin will tell to the client. So this is your virtual machine. He will tell how to access the virtual machine. So client is also cannot go to server, right? There is a virtual machine. Meaning is there is a machine. You want to access the machine through network. How to access? Anybody? This is a virtual machine. I want to access this virtual machine here. how to access. Tell me. If the virtual machine is Windows, generally, what protocol you access remote Windows system? Windows, yeah, tell me. If I created a Windows system and user want to access the Windows system, Windows virtual machine, you can use RDP, one choice. VNC kind of stuff, like a real VNC. Next, for example, Linux. I want to access my remote Linux. How to access? I have a Linux PC, but not in my physical machine. It is in a virtual machine somewhere. Which protocol you use for accessing Linux remotely? Anyone? Guys, please tell me. Okay. SSH, telnet. In generally SSH. In generally SSH. Telnet is you can use this telnet also, but SSH by default. Like this, you can use any remote access kind of stuff. So you can access your virtual machines directly. One is speaking anything. Okay. So, okay, last point before go to type 2 virtualization. Okay, so the last point is hypervisor. No, I will tell in separately. So take a break, guys. Server virtualization. So hypervisors comes with things also there. What it is. What happened? People not speaking. 7 members. Okay, take a break, guys. 10-15 minutes. Have a tea or coffee. Energize and start the class. Okay. Don't sleep. No.